I'm going to have right there.
I think we're live. Hello, everybody.
Oh, we got some people.
Yeah, and I'm super shadow banned. So that's what we're going to talk about first. Actually, let me get my glasses on. Where are my glasses over there? Are those your glasses or mine?
Those yours.
Hello, you guys. This is kind of an impromptu live. So first things first, just some heads up. We have found out that my channel shadow banning has been done manually, meaning that somebody at YouTube has actually been coerced into literally locking my channel down so no one can find it. And so we're going to be dealing with that this week. So with that being said, we are going to be going dark on my channel for a few days while we try to deal with that. And we'll be doing most of the work over on Hello. Ah, love you, Queen. Cool. Back at you. Love you guys too. The best YouTuber. We could tell YouTube that because you don't know how mad I was when I found out. I've been like telling you, like, why is my channel still so shadow banned? It gets worse and worse and worse, doesn't it? And I follow all the rules. And we just found out that it's because somebody here is everybody. Hello, Midwest are awesome. I can't wait to do more shows with you guys. There's Catherine. There's Catherine.
Hey, Catherine.
So we're going to try to deal with that this week with my shadow banning on my channel and get it unbanned. So in that being said, you guys, we're going to be doing most of the work this week over on Todd's channel, The Confused Wanderer, which is up. I put it in the chat for you guys. I know most of you guys are subscribed to Todd because this is really frustrating. I mean, Catherine also deals with it as well. She deals with it as well. I guess it's a catch-22, right? You know that you're saying something, right? Something. And these crazy things that you have said is right because we got Lori down in Australia. Good morning, Amy. Of course, Midwest Night. Guys, I want you guys, Midwest Night watchers, I want y'all to do a show with Todd as well because I think you guys would like totally jive together.
We should tell the story about the skinwalker we saw.
Oh my God, we had a crazy experience up in the mountains over Thanksgiving. We'll tell it. Catherine, guys, make sure you're also subscribed to Catherine's channel. She's in the chat right now. Because check your subscriptions because Catherine and I have talked about this and I've noticed it on my channel. I'll be growing and then I'll get up one morning and like all these subscribing numbers have dropped and that's not normal. You're being unsubscribed. So make sure you check with like everybody's channels to make sure that not just me, but like Catherine, Midwest Night Watchers, like anybody that you really love on YouTube, just make sure that you are subscribed. Sometimes you get if you haven't seen a video of theirs in a while, just go check their channel because chances are they've put a video up and it's just not being seen by you or you've been unsubscribed. Hi, Roger, Amy, the Dragon Collective. I know some of you guys are with your screen names, but I don't want to dox anybody. So I appreciate all you guys for being here. This is an impromptu video. So you guys, well, with that being said, again, this week, few days, we're going to go dark on my channel, which is sad because I do have some videos that I want to drop, but I'm going to wait a little bit, see if we can work this out. But nonetheless, we're going to be doing a lot of the lives over on Todd's channel, The Confused Wonder. He just got the ability to go live. And I am not a fan of lives typically. Catherine and I, Midwest Night Watchers, we always pre-record. And that's because I kind of like doing it more documentary style where it's a creative process. Even though I hate editing, it's like a creative process to be able to like put the pictures in. But with channeling Lou, we absolutely want to do it live because we want to be fully transparent. Yeah. That's why we're going to do it live is because we don't want anything to be edited. We want to be completely transparent with you guys.
Yeah.
Do you want
to add? Important. No,
it's important. And we absolutely know that this is not going to be for everyone. We know some people are not going to be down for it. They're going to think it's weird and that is totally fine. So Lou, who is Lou? You want to get into it? Who is Lou?
Lou is a fourth density service to others
social memory complex that we've been kind of talking to for a while now. And I don't know, I feel like you've had more of breakthroughs with, I get kind of jealous sometimes because he works on Todd more than me. So you want to give your experience with Lou and like how it's different from like other channelings that we've.
Well, I mean, most of our stuff, I'd say 75% of our discussions with Lou is just personal stuff.
Yeah.
How to work through personal stuff. And for me, it's been like working with a guru,
Yeah.
basically. Yeah.
A
And
therapist.
it's not always easy. Yeah. It's like a cosmic therapist. Yeah. I don't think I've ever been to bed and cried myself to sleep so many times
Yeah.
as I have with dealing with Lou working on us, on our lives, on me, unraveling some stuff. And so yeah, but we've established this consistent channel with Lou. We could sit down on the board anytime, and Lou is there immediately, always with the same basic enthusiasm and
He's very funny.
and personality. It's they.
I know it's a they. I call it a he. It's a they.
And the reason why I say they is because a social memory complex is you're talking to, I guess,
multiple
the way I do,
consciousness. Yeah,
like millions of separate entities who pool their consciousness together. I mean, that's just what happens with in fourth density service to others. And so, where was I?
I would say if you guys go over, if you're interested in like Lou, Todd did a really great video. Was it yesterday?
Day before yesterday.
Day before yesterday, where he talked about Lou, just off the cuff. If you guys go to the Confused Wanderers channel and the last video he dropped, he gets into more about Lou. But we wanted to do this on my channel too.
But I was going to get to the point where, so all the personal stuff came out first, and that was pretty consistent. And then we got to a point to where Lou was basically like, do a video introducing Lou, so we could start doing live channeling on YouTube.
And so we really talk a lot, and Catherine does with me. Catherine and I talk about this a lot. We have this like seeker, disclosure, truther world, and I personally, in the last like 5 years, frustrated because, for a lot of the channels are not like, they're not disclosing anything of value. It's like gossip. It's like just conspiratorial gossip, and oh, hey, Sharon. And you caught us now. We caught us live now.
Mm-hmm.
And so I, for me, and this is something that's really important that Lou has even spoken about with us on the board, because we asked like, why is it so quick that we were able to contact a social memory complex and not like a ghost, it's immediately came in. And Lou said it's because of all the work you guys have done. Well, what they meant was the yoga. The fact that when I talk about the yoga, I'm not talking about vinyasa flow. I'm not talking about 99% of the studios that are out there in the world. We're talking about lineage-based, traditional, philosophy-based yoga.
Right.
And
when they said yoga, I said, oh, because it sort of opened up our energy channels or whatever. And they said, no, because it grounded you.
It grounded us. And that's the big misconception we see with a lot of spirituality in the spiritual world today, is people believe spirituality is like somewhere out there. It's not there then, it's not out there, it's in your body. Like you didn't come to earth to not be on earth. Like your soul came to earth to be on earth, to be a human. And so when you sometimes with the fake spiritual world, we see this a lot of this disassociating, right? And that's doing nothing but building more karma. Part of what my soul came here first and foremost just to experience Bryce. Todd's soul came here to experience Todd. And I've talked about this ad nauseum, but the big foundational piece of spirituality is this idea of Prakriti and Purusha. And most people don't even know what that is. So you can't really go anywhere in spirituality unless you have an understanding of Prakriti and Purusha. Prakriti is nature. It's anything that has, there are two rules to Prakriti: anything that has a birth, a life, and a death, a beginning, a middle, and end. And because of that, the second rule is that it's always in fluctuation and change. And Patanjali's great Pondri in the Yoga Sutras, which we did a great episode on that, comparing, it was wonderful. Patanjali, who wrote the Yoga Sutras, was a scientist, and he also wrote the first Ayurvedic books as well. And so he makes these like Pondris. He's like, he observes, and he was like, human beings suffer. We suffer as human beings because who we think we are isn't actually who we are. Who I think I am is Bryce. Who Todd thinks he is Todd. But we suffer because we think that's who we are. And Bryce and Todd both have an expiration date, right? So they're suffering, right? the trick with understanding your spirituality is understanding that to be fully engrossed in this experience of Bryce, to be fully engrossed in this experience of Todd, riding this ride, feeling the emotions, going through everything, but also observing it at the same time. Understanding that your soul is not these things, right? Oh, awesome, Sharon. She just subscribed you. Yeah. What was I? Yeah, I can't believe I actually chose this live. What was I? Exactly. Well, Lou always laughs at us because the first thing Lou told us is we were both wanderers, 6th density wanderers, which I kind of figured because I have a lot of the markings of it. And that's a whole totally different topic. Please go to Todd's channel to learn more about that. That's a different thing. And we laughed. We said, why in the hell would we ever decide to come back and wander 3rd density again? And Lou goes, because you love it.
And also because karma,
and you love it. You love your soul loves it. And we were like, well, we're not doing this again. And Lou goes, yes, you will. You'll do it again. You know, I mean, Catherine and I have talked about this as well. It's like standing in line for a roller coaster, right? Some people get adrenaline because they're excited. Some people get adrenaline because they're scared. It's the same type of energy feeling. And that's what I use that example a lot with Prakriti and Purusha of an amusement park, right? You've got all these different rides, the Spider-Man ride, the Superman ride, the lazy river. They're all different rides that simulate a certain experience for you to have. And it's very real when you're in that roller coaster, but you know it's going to end, right? You're not. I think what Patanjali is saying is like what happens with humans is we confuse. I think I'm the Superman ride. I think I'm the lazy river ride when I'm actually the person in the ride. I'm actually the soul experiencing that. And so I think what Lou was saying is that when you are grounded in that understanding, that foundational understanding in your body, you've done a lot of work in your own body. It is easier for you to have discernment, first of all. When you're in the spiritual world, you actually can kind of see where the bullshit is after that. We all, the Dragon Collective, we all stood in the line together on the ride now. Now we're like, what the fuck? Yeah. Well, as Lou says, we love it. We love it. You're going to come back. You're going to volunteer. I volunteer as tribute. You're going to do it again. You know, you're going to keep doing it again and again and again because you love it. And your soul knows. Your mind doesn't know, but your soul knows that this is not permanent. And
actually,
so your soul's enjoying
it's funny you talk about the roller coaster ride because we were talking about Bryce's grandfather, who's a wanderer as well. And Lou was saying when her grandfather passed away and popped out on the other side back in 6th density, that he couldn't stop laughing.
Ed, yeah, my grandfather, like, Ed,
yeah, he couldn't stop laughing because it was just such a crazy experience. Yeah, a 75,000 year cycle that you stay in, and yeah, and he's just like,
I mean, he laughed a lot in 3rd density too. He thought everything was. I will say, I don't know if I ever told you this story, but my grandparents, my granddaddy Ed, who I've talked about before, he had a near-death experience, all that kind of stuff. I've talked about him before, and you've met him. You said you could tell there was something very magnetic about him. He big guy, like 6'5", just really tall, big, long legs. Yeah. Well, my grandmother, who had dementia, bless her heart, she passed away in 2021. Well, I was probably like in my early 30s, and I had gone to visit them. And this is before they had moved into like their assisted living home. And my grandfather, you know, in the South, things are very different. Like in the South with like grandparents and kids. I don't know if I ever told you this story. There are just certain things you don't talk about. So I'm sitting in their living room, you know, my grandmother, can I get you something? How's life? And my grandfather's sitting there and he's just kind of staring off into space. And then he turns and looks at my grandmother and me and he goes, I wonder how really fat people have sex. I was so embarrassed, like even in my 30s, but you know, that's just how he was. So yeah, I could see him actually laughing at the other side. And he would definitely volunteer to come back again for sure. Yeah. So anyway, but that is, yeah, 30 times in a row. They just, yeah. So that's what your soul's doing. Your soul is excited to get that admissions ticket and to come back down. Now there is karma. We didn't, some people get confused about wanderers. Like we came down here to like help. No, we didn't.
Right. We came down here because we were so filled with love and light, but that's not
true.
That's not true. Actually, I don't know if we want to get how much we want to get into, but what it seems like is that wanderers in 3rd density are the guardians of the veil, and we could go into that.
Yeah, somebody asked you about that. Yeah,
why we would come here, what karma would bring us here, and it was because during our 3rd density experience, we didn't have a veil, and it was extremely traumatizing to be able to see everything that we saw and to pick up everything that we were able to pick up without the veil.
Yeah.
And it was extremely traumatizing for us. And so after our third density experience, and I guess after our fourth and fifth or whatever, as we move down, we are the ones who
Petition to
have a veil on all third density experiences. So
there's still amnesia. So you have amnesia, but you don't have a veil. And so it caused a lot of trauma, and it caused a lot. That's where ashrams are the remains of that experience, because people would go into hiding because they didn't want to see what the Lizzies were doing. They didn't want to see what was going. It was so traumatizing, and so there was a petition to drop a veil on third density, and so that helps people cope with the amnesia. And the veil is really important. That's part of I know there was a guy asking you questions over on your channel, and I can't remember the exact questions, but about this. And oh great, yeah, that's Guardians of the Veil, great channel or book name. Absolutely, right, it is. Yeah. And that's kind of what made sense, as Lou said, like that's what CERN they're trying to do, is to like shatter the veil,
right?
Because then it's going to traumatize people, create more loosh, which is a whole other topic. It's not just what we think it is. I don't know if we want to get into that today.
Probably not. Let's not get into all that stuff. We should just introduce.
Yeah. There's so much we've learned. And that's the thing too, as we said, and Todd said in his video, Lou's not going to get into, like, very rarely will Lou get into conspiracy theories. Todd, more than me, has really tried to ask certain questions, and Lou won't. Lou will just hang up. He'll just goodbye. Or he'll just slowly go, no. And the point is because they can act as a distraction. Yeah. Right? Like, knowing that certain people are bad people is doing nothing for your spiritual growth. Right.
Oh, right. And one thing I wanted to bring up is we don't know how long we're going to be talking to Lou live publicly, because we're not trying to be the latest and greatest new age channelers out there. Normally, and I went over this in my last video, I think this is important to understand that channeling very rarely is meant for the masses. Channeling, as Lou has told us, is to help wanderers keep their head above water. Wanderers come with the inherent ability to channel on one level or another, whether it be channeling through your intuition without using a board, or using a board. There's many other ways that you could channel, and that the channeling is essentially meant just for wanderers in private. It wasn't meant for wanderers to become public channels.
No. For
native third density people or other wanderers. The only reason, from what I understand, what Lou has told us, the only reason we're going to be going public with this, for whatever length of time that they feel that we should go public, is in the hopes of bringing integrity back to channeling and bringing a better understanding of what it means to channel. And so, that's it in a nutshell.
Yeah.
The raw material, that was one of the rare instances I feel like that channeling was meant to go public, because
it helped people.
Yeah, it helped people. It helped us understand. If you've ever read the raw material, you would understand what I'm saying here is it helped us understand it gave us a roadmap to the evolutionary process, but especially it helped us to understand what it meant to be in third density and where we were going after third density. And so that information, a lot of that information, well, I think Lou said maybe 30% of that information that in the raw material was useful.
Yeah, I mean, the problem with some of these, so we know for a fact that Carla was an organic portal. The person who was really doing the channeling was Don Elkins, though he didn't realize it. And so that's another thing you're going to see with Lou, is you see all these like channelers, and they channel these things, and my brothers and sisters of light, welcome, greetings to you all in this simulation of that's bullshit. Lou's like, hey, yes,
very
direct,
very a matter of fact. No love and light fluff. There's no meditation we have to do beforehand. I mean, shit. Like, we could be eating snacks, drinking a cup of tea with one hand, each of us with one hand on the planchette, and it always goes smoothly. We could
Yeah.
be distracted, we could be upset, we could be extremely tired. And Lou always comes through, and it's always the same. There's no preparation. We could throw out the board at any time.
It doesn't exhaust me. It doesn't exhaust. There's no exhaustion to it. It's very simple. It's like picking up the phone and calling your mom. I mean, but Lou will sometimes, like there was one time we were talking and I had to pee, but I knew Todd was in the middle of something. So I didn't want to say anything. And Lou like stopped the board and was like, Bryce, go pee. Like, it's like, basically it was like, go pee first, and then we can pick this up.
One time we were visiting my parents, and their AC unit had gone out, and Bryce was getting overheated, and Lou got on the board really quick and said, if we did this now, Bryce would pass out. And he said goodbye.
Because I'm the main channel. I'm O negative. So when he's A negative, so between O negative and A negative, the O negative is always, for some reason, is always going to be the main channel because it's easier for them to come through.
Right. So Bryce is always the channel.
I'm always the main channel there, which it's like I said, I don't feel anything. It's not like it's any different. I mean, it's not, I don't feel like I'm being exhausted or used for, and I guess that's another thing too. When it's a negative energy, or a ghost, it's going to exhaust you. But when it's a service to others, there have been times when Ravi has had to go, he's laying right there, but to go outside. And he has stopped the channel to say, Ravi, go poop. We had to stop and take Ravi out. There was one time that Ravi was trying to get toys out of his toy basket while we were channeling, and he was having trouble. He has trouble sometimes and will like bark at his toys. And Lou will stop and say, go help Ravi. That's you being service to others. Go help Ravi get his toys out and then come back and we'll finish talking. And Lou's funny. We asked Lou once, like, why don't you give us long,
Lou lazy.
And he just goes, Lou lazy, like these other channels. He was kidding, but he's like, it doesn't matter. You don't need the fluff. You just need the information.
Right. And it's more like we're having, Bryce and I will have, it's like a three-way conversation. We'll keep our hands on the planchette, and Bryce and I will be discussing something, and Lou will jump in and add something or correct something. And then we'll just continue. And so it's like three people sitting down at the table, just having a casual conversation. And they have the absolute best sense of humor.
When we first started talking to Lou was trying to use some slang from like our timeline, right? And we've never really asked Lou, because it's a group, like, what was your third density like? But we were asking something about karma, something, and Lou said karma is a slut.
We're like, don't you mean a bitch?
Like, you mean
they'll just say LOL.
LOL. It's we were talking something about the Lizzie's, and he just goes, ew. Like, ew. So he's really funny. Or I always say he, it's a they. They're really funny. They love music. They like sometimes he'll come in with music lyrics. They love music. We'll ask them some stuff about fourth, but they don't really answer too much because it's not important. Like, you're in third right now, be in third. And I say that all the time myself. Like, where you're going isn't important. You'll go there. As my mama used to say growing up, you'll cross that bridge when you come to it.
Right. They tell us there's many concepts that we'll never be able to understand.
Right. Because our mind isn't ready. It's not conditioned for it.
Right. Don't ever ask them about time.
Well, that pisses me off with the Cassiopeians. And I'm like, okay, yeah, no, time is weird for us. It's different. And we're never going to understand it outside of our reality. So why try? When we get there, we will understand it. But we're not there right now. We're here in third, and we're living the third density life. And that's what we need to focus on. We don't need to escape. That's not the point of being human. The point isn't to escape. The point is to be here now. And so Lou, sometimes the only time conspiracies come into it is if he's using an example to answer a bigger question,
right,
that we have about our life here, all that kind of stuff. And one thing he has said, that 70% of the conspiracy theories we think are real are lies. They're not real. And that's soul smashing. And so basically it's like, just hold on loosely, and just let your life unfold. And does it matter? Some of these conspiracy theories, like, the Cassiopeians, they talk a lot about the Knights Templar, and that stuff is fascinating to me too, for an entertainment purposes, but it doesn't affect our life. It doesn't spiritually affect us now. It doesn't affect our day-to-day lives. It doesn't affect, And so that's what they're interested in is helping us evolve within our dharma here on
and
earth.
understand true spirituality.
Yeah.
And also understand spiritual conspiracies.
Yeah.
Like
There's
I think
so
we
many of
mentioned one
those.
time that we were in a conversation about, I forget what brought this up, but it was in the one infinite creator. And they were like, what?
Infinite.
They were like, what? Infinite.
It's finite.
Right. And so having this false belief that
energy
there is
is unlimited.
that there's a thing
of unlimited energy, that's not true.
Or infinity. There's no such thing as infinity. There's always an end.
Because we're in Prakriti.
Right.
And that's what goes back to the foundation of Prakriti.
But even the creator is not infinite.
Because
and the creator does not have infinite power,
within
infinite light, infinite love. It's just
there's a finite, because we are in Prakriti, and that's the birth, the life, and the death. And as soon as Lou said that, I was like, oh no shit, absolutely, he's right. Because if there were infinite energy, we wouldn't have to do things like sleep. We wouldn't have to do things like eat. We wouldn't have an energy exchange.
There would be no such thing as an energy vampire. The higher density beings would have no reason to be
feast off of us.
To feed off of us if they
had infinite energy, abundance of energy. That's not. Now, the Purusha is a different story. When we go into Purusha, that's a totally different story. But in Prakriti, where we are, of course, there's a finite amount, because there's a beginning, a middle, and end.
From what I understand.
No, he's talking about Prakriti. We went through that because we're in the game of Prakriti, and that has beginning, middle, end.
But on their side too, I think that's what they.
But they're also in Prakriti.
Oh, right.
Fourth, fifth, and sixth.
But I'm saying all the way up to the creator. They were saying that there's no such thing as the infinite creator.
You have energy, you exchange.
Even the creator is finite.
Yeah.
So
in this game of Prakriti. So if you don't understand Prakriti and Purusha and you want to channel, my first suggestion would be to get the Yoga Sutras. And just start reading the Yoga Sutras. Find a lineage-based yoga that can help you ponder this idea of Prakriti, because it's always just going to be like pondering it, because to fully understand it would mean that we wouldn't have any fears anymore, and that's just never going to happen. Like, it's kind of the unsolvable riddle. We just have to live in Prakriti. That's why in third density there's no such thing as enlightenment. There's no such thing as enlightenment. There's no such thing as ascension in third density.
Right. You're not going to escape. You're not going to escape third density. Once you start it, you start at the very beginning and you go all the way through. There's no escape. There's no secret escape hatch. You can't do enough meditate. You can't meditate yourself out of third density. There's no such thing as, there's such a thing as enlightenment, but it's not what you think.
It's not here on third density.
Enlightenment would be understanding that your spirit fully creates, that your spirit creates your body. I mean, it's very simple. There's all these stories you hear, from what I understand through our conversations with Lou, all these stories you hear about Yogananda, Sri Ramakrishna, the list goes on. They're frauds. There's no such thing as enlightenment. There is a such thing as awakened wanderers. There is such thing as,
but even an awakened wanderer is still subject to the veil and is still subject to Prakriti.
And so what is it? Is it Deep Karoli Baba?
Yeah.
He was a wanderer that was exhibiting a lot of siddhis. That's what he was doing. He was
service to others.
Service to others, not necessarily enlightened, but the path that he chose during that life as a wanderer, his siddhis served his purpose.
Yeah.
Served his
others.
karma.
Yes. And protected him. And and for me, knowing that, that's such a weight off the back, like, just all you need is you continue working on yourself, continue working. Lou seconds what the sutras say: exercise is everything. Exercise is the foundation of all spirituality, because as you say, you're existing in the misery in a lot of ways. You're having to negotiate your mind. You don't believe everything you think, right? That's how that's happening. And we're going to do a whole show on that, about why, getting into the mental stuff, the physical stuff, all that kind of stuff. So what we're going to do, you guys, we wanted to do a live today because I think we're going to do we're going to try, you guys are going to join us for the dress rehearsal. Okay. He's going to go pee. You're going to join us for the dress rehearsal if you want to. We are going to try to channel Lou publicly for the first time this Tuesday. which is the 9th of December at 12 p.m. Eastern time over on Todd's channel. So we're going to do it on Todd's channel because my channel is in the corner. So we're going to do it on Todd's channel. We'll see. Obviously, the first one is probably going to be us more or less trying to figure out what we're doing and how what we know what we're doing, but how to do it. We need to figure out how to set the camera up properly so that you guys, we want this to be fully transparent. We don't want to, you look at the Cassiopeians, it's not transparent. A lot of Raw was transparent when they were channeling Raw. This was long before YouTube. It was, in the 1980s. They recorded it with an actual recorder, a voice recorder. And so those tapes are still available. Sorry? A video recorder as well. And I think those are still available somewhere on YouTube. So they were transparent as well. And so, we're finding our groove. And so you want to show the board quickly?
Oh, yeah. I mean, we used to channel on a little Fisher Price spirit circle board. And then I created this one, painted this one. And it just has, some words that are used a lot. So it makes it a little bit faster. Ding, ding, ding for when we get stuff. Where is it? When we get stuff right, he does, Lou likes to use that.
Wait, go this way. Yeah, there we go.
Yeah. And then Lou likes to say, Bryce Seer.
He says that a lot.
Because Bryce has such strong intuition.
I didn't know that, but apparently.
Anyway, that's the board we'll be using. It's just on a piece of Baltic birch plywood that I put. Anyway.
Well, Todd went to art school. That's what he did before he ran off to India. And so he's an incredible artist. He's an incredible, he does a lot of woodworking, makes beautiful masks. So he made that board. And so we've been working on it. And his plan is to eventually make boards to sell to people who want them, personally
but
made.
We're not going to use Lou to market them.
No, we're not going to use Lou to market it. We're not, again, as Todd said, we're not doing this to become, we don't want to become, listen, I got enough on my plate. I don't want to be like,
we don't want to be the new channeling cult.
No. We don't want to. I got Esoteric Atlanta. You got the Confused Wonder. I have my teaching jobs here in Atlanta. I have Fusion Body Studio, which FYI, if you guys are not on Fusion Body Studio, Todd did an incredible Ashtanga class yesterday. And we actually recorded the first part of it. Paula should be posting it soon, where you talked a lot about the energetic principles. And we just cut out the part where people were exercising. So if you guys are on Fusion Body, I would definitely check that out. We have a conference.
Thanks, you all.
We have a conference coming up on with Todd this coming up Saturday, the 13th at 9 a.m. You're doing a conference.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we talked about this.
Yeah, you did.
Where you're going to be able to come on Fusion Body and ask him any questions about spirituality, diet, whatever you want to ask him about when it comes to this stuff. So anyway, but with that being said, with all that, we're not looking to add. We just want to do this to help right the wrongs that have been done. There's been so much abuse in the spiritual world. That's okay. Yeah. The Dragon Collective. Yeah, check it out when you can. It should be up. Paula should have it up soon. If not, it might already be up. I sent it to her yesterday. So, and then we have the 9 a.m. conference with him on this upcoming Saturday. So, also speaking of, before I forget with Fusion Body, if you're on Fusion Body, I've gotten a few. Send me, for all the students, I need you to send me your favorite moves from whatever workout. I'm having all the students send me their favorite moves so that I can create a class designed by the students. Cool. Where we can weave them all together for our final workout of the year. But nonetheless, I got a little off topic there. I meant to say that. But yeah, so with Lou, what we're trying to do is just bring integrity back. And that's part of my mission, which is probably why I'm so shadow banned, is to get people's head out of the gutter. Like, people think they're being spiritual because they're wearing a bunch of mala beads and like pulling tarot cards. And it's like, okay, well, are you in your body? Like, are you dealing with your karma? Are you looking at your shadow side? Are you confronting your life? Because if you're not, then you're not spiritual. Spirituality is not about really talking to other spirits, even though we're going to be talking to Lou. Spirituality is about confronting your own spirit. That's what spirituality, it's about your own spirit, not another spirit. And that's where
Laura, it's also important that spirituality is not about disassociating through meditation.
No, you can do a whole thing on that. That drives me crazy. Meditation is active. It's in the body. It's exercising. Yeah, all the new age jazz. Yeah, it's so messed up. And new age, listen, true spirituality never uses the term new age. That's a three. So anytime you see the new age stuff, that's 3-letter agency stuff. That's, in my opinion. And our teachers in India never claimed to be enlightened, did they? They never, you try to bring them, like, I would laugh sometimes if some of the stuff you see in the spiritual work came up to like Sharada Patabi Joyce, they'd probably look at you like, well, you were a freak, and just be like, get on your mat. Like, what are you doing? No, stop. Why? Why are you creating this illusionary world? You already live in illusion. That's what Prakriti is. It's Maya. It's illusion. You already live in an illusionary world. Why are you creating more illusion? You're going into delusion at this point. And so as Ram Dass used to so eloquently say, spirituality, everybody's trying to be somebody. And we see that a lot in the spiritual world, don't we? Everyone wants to be somebody. They want to be the next guru. They always I'm in 5th density, or I'm in 5th dimension. No, you're not. You're in 3rd density with all of us. Like, don't gaslight. That's gaslighting. You are in 3rd fucking density, as we all are. You are not in the 5th dimension, darling. You are right here on Earth, on planet Earth, in your body. And so we see, but Ram Dass would say, true spirituality, you're not trying to be anybody. You're trying to be nothing. You're trying to be nothing. And that's why you see some of the most spiritual people. Who's the guy, Krishna Das, who looks like Ned Flanders?
Oh, I don't know. But the whole like trying to be nothing, I don't know if I agree with that, but
no, that's Prakriti. That's Purusha.
Yeah, but
Nirodha, yoga.
I know, but I think it would be easy to misunderstand that.
Yeah, you just want to be with, you don't want your ego to get out of hand. And like, I would say our teachers in India were very no ego. We're very like they're very they knew what they were doing. They were confident, but they weren't out there.
It was just very matter of fact.
Very matter of fact. I remember the time I went up into Saraswati's house.
Okay.
And she was watching like Bollywood romances.
Yeah.
So she ate Snickers bars for breakfast before Mysore at 4 a.m. Yeah, and she's like one of the most renowned yoga teachers in the world, and she's eating a Snickers bar at 4 a.m. and then watches Bollywood movies at night. Like, just be a human. Like, be a human. That's you being spiritual. And so yeah. So with Lou, we're just doing this to try to like bring some correction. And not saying that we know everything, we don't, but what we do know is that most of the stuff out there is bullshit. And we don't want
99% of it out
99% of it is bullshit. Nobody's in the 5th dimension. We're all in 3rd density. Don't let people gaslight you. That's the literal definition of gaslighting. They're here in their body talking to you. They're not in the 5th dimension. They're in 3rd density with you. Most teachers know what they're doing when they're teaching, but they're still human beings. They're not going to try to control your life outside of that, because they're still trying to figure it out as well. And so with Lou, what we want to do, I know you got some great questions, Todd, on your channel, but leave it down in the comment section of this video, not the chat, because I miss the chat a lot.
Just not personal questions, and also not conspiratorial questions. So we're not trying to gatekeep. We just,
he's not going to answer it. If you ask like a conspiratorial question that has nothing to do with your soul's journey, Lou's just going to say no. He's not going to answer it. Or he'll probably say, why is this important? Listen, entertainment is totally fine. Like, I love to be entertained as well. But if it's entertainment, like when you go to these truther channels and they're gossiping, that's all they're doing. They're pulling tarot cards and gossiping about people in the world. And they're
just perpetuating distractions.
Yeah, that's all it is distractions.
But Lou would say Lou knows all, which is basically anyone that lives beyond the veil would know all. And that doesn't mean that they know all the subtleties that lead to 6th density or 7th density. What they mean is that when they say they know all, is they know the quote unquote timelines.
Yeah.
They know all the mysteries of the universe. They know everything that's happened in the quote unquote past. They know the probabilities of what's going to happen in the future and everything in between. So, you start to think about that and let that guide your questions, your dealing. And just because, like I said, they know all, but they're not going to reveal all. So if information is going to infringe upon someone's free will, they're not going to give it. And sometimes information they're not going to give at one point, it comes flooding in later when you figure something out, and it's really crazy. Like a lot of the times, like we'll meet a roadblock with something, and Bryce and I will be discussing something and talking about something, and then we'll give it like a couple weeks, and we'll still go back and forth and discuss it, and we'll start, maybe something will happen, we'll read something or we'll see something that gives us just a little more information, and then we'll sit down and the floodgates will open, and Lou will be like, you want to know more? Like excited, like, and then we'll get more information, and then we'll be like, wow, oh my God, I can't believe that. And then it'll say, you want more? You know, and then they'll start just feeding it and feeding it and feeding it. And it'll just go on for like 2 hours. And you didn't, when before there was a complete roadblock, like, you know, do not cross this line.
They don't want to infringe upon your free will. They want you to make decisions for yourself. They want to get you to a point where you're open-minded enough to realize reality isn't what you think it is, but that's not important anyway. Just use that as a trigger to do your own self-work. Like, how much are you hanging on to what you thought was real versus being open to another possibility, all that kind of stuff. And so, yeah, Lou will often say, like, wait on things. So if you ask a question that's really important to your spiritual development, but Lou feels like you're not ready, you still have some stuff you need to look at yourself, he might say, wait. You know,
and the scary part is when the wait is over, because then
when the wait is over and you're like, oh shit, like it's
you get your head above water and you get it up there to get a breath, and they're like, oh, next level reached. and then they'll give you.
But it's all about you finding your own sovereignty and finding your, you know, we've all to an extent in our lives been super gaslit by the public, by our parents, like not intentionally, by education. We all have limiting beliefs that are causing problems in our lives. And so, you know, Lou kind of will nudge you in certain directions to have these breakthroughs. You know, I think he's really, with me, working right now on trying to like take my sovereignty back and to own my power. And, you know, especially within the dynamics of our relationship as well. And so it's really, and even that's in that sense, it's work, because then you have to go back in and reflect on yourself and self-reflect and do your practice and realize like where you're still caught in the Maya of Prakriti. And that's a constant, that's never going to end until the day we leave this ride, this amusement, this janky ass amusement park we came into, with the rickety rusted rides. We're still going to constantly be coming up against, because that's always what you're doing, is you're coming up against yourself.
And the other interesting thing I've noticed with Lou is how much love and compassion they have in it, but it's hard love that's even difficult for them to sometimes dish out.
Yeah, there's stuff that he's had to say some things and he'll be like, sorry, like they feel bad, but they know. And that's the thing about the fourth density. I think some people think of fourth density as like love and light. It's love and light's bullshit. That's darkness. They're tough love.
Absolutely.
And they're funny. Then they curse, and they are able to be in the heat of the moment of a very serious topic, and then they'll crack a joke.
And they still engage in battle.
Oh, absolutely.
You know, they're all about it, you know?
Yeah, absolutely. They totally
for the good,
do.
always for the good, but they are 100% backing of entering into worthy battles to put people in their place.
Yeah. And I will
put
say,
people in the place that are doing harm.
Leanna, I think I have a hard time seeing Leanna. I think that's your name. Lenana, I hope I'm saying that right. 5. She said to be gleeful about gossip is gross. Absolutely. Let me tell you something we just learned, because we were talking about how most of the truthers we have been confirmed are undergrounders. They're controlled opposition. And what happened, 70% of the conspiracies that you think are absolutely correct are complete bullshit. And you know why? We just found this out. Do you know why they put out bullshit conspiracies and they get gleeful about it, and they pull their cards and they sell you the story, and they sell you the story of this conspiracy that's bullshit? You know why they do that? Because it creates an energy. And that energy then can be used to create actual beings to then feed off of the public. So that's why it's super important to not believe, to question not only question every single normie story, but also question every single conspiracy too. And it's okay to be entertained by it, but you hold on loosely.
Just be careful how much energy you give.
Yeah. And be careful if you find yourself watching a truther that's really engaging you and glamoring you into this story they're telling you with their pendulums and cards or whatever, and they're telling you, and oh yes, this is the truth. And if you find yourself getting sucked into that, they might be pulling your energy to create this like enigma, this like it's it's a manifestation, absolutely, so to speak. And these people know, if they're undergrounders, they know what they're doing, because undergrounders are very well trained in black magic. And so you have to be very, very careful. And it's hard because there are conspiracies that are worth fighting for, like the Lori Vallow, Chad Daybell. Crush has been her channel. Great. She needs to be exposing that because it has to do with the Mormon church and their bullshit. And that's incredibly important to be talking about. But some of the stuff that isn't, you have to ask yourself, is this actively affecting my life? Is this actively affecting the greater good? If it's not, then it's probably a trap. And you're consenting by giving that energy. And so anyway, I thought that was interesting when, why would someone create a fake conspiracy? Well, that's why. And they put these undergrounders out there to sell it to you. And 70%, now Lou won't specify with us exactly which ones are correct and which ones aren't. Because first of all, it doesn't really matter. No, it doesn't really matter. And second of all, that's not for Lou to tell us.
Right.
We just have to decide to pull our energy back, and just ponder these things, ponder what we're being told. We think about how many Hollywood celebrities have certain people painted as bad, but we have no evidence of that. A good example, something I'm loving right now, this is kind of petty, 50 Cent. I am loving that man because of the Diddy documentary.
I'm gonna step off.
Okay.
All right. Thanks. I look forward to seeing everyone
Tuesday
at
on
the
your channel.
Confused Wanderer. Yeah.
12 p.m. Eastern time, lunchtime.
Yeah.
And but I'll hang out with you guys for a little bit longer.
I'm gonna go feed Robbie.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, Robbie's gonna go eat his dinner.
Yeah.
Bubba, hungry? You hungry? Oh, he's hungry. He's running now. So we look at like 50 Cent. 50 Cent is using his fame, he's using his money to do the right thing. And if you haven't seen his documentary, it's fantastic. And I'm loving the commentary on it because he's doing the right thing. He's exposing what he knows from his own experience. And he has the receipts, he has the evidence to show people what's going on. But then we have conspiracies that don't really matter, right? So why are some of these truthers pulling you down this path of conspiracies that don't fucking matter, that aren't important? That are just keeping you in this distracted. No, you're not fighting galactic battles at night. You're not doing that. Sorry, you're in your body in third density. That's what's happening. It's to distract you and to keep you in this karmic loop, to keep you in the Maya so that you don't evolve and so that we don't evolve as a species. We know third density. This is what third density is like. Planet Earth. It's all third density is like this, and it's for a reason. But nonetheless, guys, so I don't want to go, and again, go to Todd's channel, The Confused Wanderer, if you want to catch up to learn everything what I'm speaking about, because that can give you a good backup information as we get into it. And who knows, I don't know. I have no idea what Lou's going to say. I have no idea. We never know what he's going to say, what they're going to say. But when you, distractions galore, isn't it? That's why exercise is the root of spirituality, because when you're in the misery of the intensity, you can't escape it, can you? You have to accept it. And you have to be there with it. So reminder, you guys, any questions that you want us to try to ask Lou, place them in the comment section below of my video, also on Todd's videos, and we will try to collect them all before Tuesday. Again, Tuesday's going to be a dress rehearsal. I think Todd's a little bit more nervous about it than I am. I think we're going to be fine. We just have to figure out a way to set up the board so that the camera, because we can't get the thing to go live from our phone. So we're going to have to set up my laptop or the desktop in a way where we can tilt the screen. So you guys don't have to see our faces. You can just see our hands so that you can see what's actually being done. So you have full transparency. We're not changing answers, that you can actually see what's going on the board. And I do warn you, sometimes Lou does misspell some words, but that's okay. So we just go with what, one letter might be off, or one, you kind of get the gist of what they're saying. And of course, some people aren't going to believe it, and that's totally fine. it's weird, right? The unseen world is definitely a strange thing for a lot of people. And so we're absolutely fine with people not believing it. Totally fine. We're not making money off of this. We're just showing you guys, and we'd love to introduce you guys to Lou. If there are things that are super personal, as Todd has said on his video, that you want to start doing for yourself, we would suggest getting your own board and starting to work with it. And we are going to go through on Tuesday the safety measures. Even though there's no ritual we just sit down and do it. There are questions that we always ask before every session, which Laura from the Cassiopean experiment never does. We ask who we have. We ask if there's service to others. We ask if this is the same we've been talking to. And then the final question, which we always ask, is, are you here for unconditional love for others? And if it's not, if it's a Lizzie, it has to say no, because fourth density doesn't lie. Neither side of fourth density lies. Fourth density can manipulate, but they don't lie. They can't, because there's no veil for them. And so we're going to show you guys how we make sure we have got the proper. And the funny thing is, as Todd said, the first use a webcam or cell phone. Yeah, we tried the cell phone, but it's not letting us go live on our cell phones, because that's what we set up. We did some practice rounds with the cell phone. So I'm going to double check though, because we're going to be on Todd's channel and he might not have just noticed the live button because my channel's right now in the corner. So we're going to, again, just if you're new, if you're just signing into the live, we're going to go dark for a few days on my channel just because it's shadow banning hell. So we're going to be over on the Confused Wanderer. So we'll play with that Midwest Night Watchers. I'm not super stressed about it. I think we're going to be able to set it up just fine. It might just be a few minutes when we first go live. And we need you guys in the chat to let us know if you can see it properly. And then we're going to need your questions beforehand, because I know it might be a little complicated to watch the chat as we're also channeling. So make sure you place your questions below in the comments section or over on Todd's video so that we have them for Tuesday. I know Tuesday's not going to be the only day we're doing this. So this is just going to be a dry run. So if you don't get a question in by Tuesday, it's no big deal. We'll do it again. And so you can get your question in that way. And so hopefully this will help, if anything, regardless of whether you believe it or not. Hopefully this will help give you some information so that when you go into other channeling rooms, you'll be able to kind of have more discernment over what questions are they actually asking this entity. Do they know this entity is legitimate? Bryce, so they put, yeah, exactly. They always, Firewater, they always put me in the corner. And I don't know, I take it kind of as a compliment. I'm like, I mean, I say some crazy shit. Something I'm saying must be right. So I don't know which one it is, but something's right, because they keep hiding me from the world, hiding me away from the world. So we're going to work on it though. Todd knows people who actually work in like social media behind the scenes. And so we're going to talk to them and see what we can do, because it's ridiculous. It's so stupid, because I'm following all the rules. It's so stupid. And all these quote unquote, there are truthers out there that think that the shadow banning and censorship is done. Hallelujah. People got their channels back. And it's like, you're crazy. People are getting their channels back, but we're still shadow banned. Like, it's not what it's so convoluted. It's so convoluted. So with that being said, guys, please make sure to follow me on Substack as well. I think can you guys hear Ravi? Can y'all hear him? Let me know if you can hear him. He sings for his dinner every night. If Catherine's still in the chat, hopefully she can. It's Catherine's diet plan. Oh, are they deleting channels again? It wouldn't surprise me. Yeah, that's Ravi singing for his. If y'all can hear him, he gives us a concert every single night when he gets fed. It's because it's Catherine's diet. We do Catherine's diet plan for him, and he just gets so excited. And so he sings. If I go in there while Todd's doing it, he'll get even louder because he doesn't want me to take his food. I've never taken his food. So anyway, but y'all, if y'all hear that, that's what's going on. He's singing for his dinner. So yeah, all right, you guys. I didn't want to be on for too long today. We're almost at an hour, but are there any quick questions you guys have before Tuesday that you need me to answer before if you're unclear about something? let speak now or forever hold your peace, or see you on Tuesday and ask us on Tuesday. Again, we'll have the board set up. It'll be noon Eastern time, so noon for lunchtime. Again, we're doing this live simply to be transparent, so that it's live. It's no editing. It's just is what it is. And so hopefully that.
We'll post it after we're done.
Oh, absolutely. Well, lives always, Todd said to remind you guys, if you miss it, it'll be posted after the live, but we are doing it live in the moment so that there's no editing, but it'll be posted after. It just Todd, after you do the live, it just stays on YouTube. Like, you don't have to repost it. Yeah. So all right, you guys. So anyway, once Todd has the link created, what I will do is I don't know if I'll post it on my YouTube channel because of the shadow banning. I want to leave it for a few days, leave it completely dark for a few days. If you follow me on Substack, I will send you guys, once Todd has the link created, I will send out probably on Monday. Let me leave myself a note, actually. I will send a Substack email because that's what Substack does. Let's see, email live Substack. So that's what Substack does, is if you follow me on Substack, I can send you emails every time a video post. And so if you follow me over on Substack, on Monday, I will email you the live link from Substack. Otherwise, just go to Todd's channel, subscribe, and you'll see, once he posts it, you'll see it posted. You guys get to meet Lou. You get to meet Lou. I'm sure you will enjoy. Lou is very funny. So I'm sure, and they tell us they're very handsome. So I'm sure all the time they tell us how handsome they are. So I'm sure that you guys will enjoy it. It's been a lifesaver for me. It's helped me deal with a lot of stuff, with a lot of spiritual attacks, and hopefully this will help. We're doing this all just to help. That's to serve others. That's our whole point in doing this. So once again, you guys, this coming up this Saturday on Fusion Body Studio, Todd's going to be doing a conference. If you're at Fusion Body Studio, I'm also filming a mobility flow tomorrow morning. So that should be available by Tuesday or Wednesday as well. And then again, if you are on Fusion Body Studio, please make sure to let Paula or me know your favorite moves, regardless of what class it is, so that I can create the final workout for the year with all of our students' favorite moves. If you're not on Fusion Body Studio, you can use my name, Bryce, BRIC20, to get 20% off your first 6 months. You also get the first 7 days for free. And you can join us. We'd love to have you. Also, Midwest Night Watchers, you guys have a live tonight at 6 p.m. Am I correct? I want to make sure I'm correct in saying that. If you're not subscribed to Midwest Night Watchers, then they're my moderators here. Go click on their handle and follow to their channel so that you can subscribe to them. They're really great conspiracy people because they show evidence of what they're looking at. And so I would highly, highly suggest that you follow Midwest Night Watchers.
We forgot the Skinwalker story.
Oh, we have a Skinwalker. Should we do it? You want to tell the Skinwalker story?
Why don't you tell it?
No, I want you to tell it. Okay, you guys want to hear to close out? You want to hear a Skinwalker story? I'm going to let you sit. I'm gonna let you sit where I am and let you tell it because you're a better storyteller. Here you go. You sit where I am. I'll deal with Robbie. They heard Robbie howling, by the way.
Oh, did they?
Yeah.
Oh, this is for Midwest Night Watchers because I think they'd
Midwest Night Watchers. If you're still in there, check this story out.
So we run into these weird skinwalkers in Raven County all the time. And actually, the joke that we had when we were just pulling up, because we spent a few days there during Thanksgiving, when we pulled up, I said, "Oh, how long is it going to take us to? Wonder how long it's going to take us to run into a skinwalker." Anyway, it wasn't until we were leaving after our trip that we were heading down 441, and the sun was just coming up. I think it was maybe 7:15 in the morning. We were heading back to Atlanta, and all of a sudden,
we're deep in Appalachia.
Yeah, deep in Appalachia. If you're not familiar with Northeast Georgia, Raven County, it's at the foothills at the very bottom of the Appalachian Mountains. It's a very mystical place, absolutely beautiful place. One of my favorite places on the planet. It has a little tempered rainforest there and some man-made lakes, but more importantly, it's just beautiful rivers and streams and deep forest and sometimes scary forest. There's some weird stuff up there. And anyway, so we're just...
Jessica, They know Jessica.
They know Jessica.
Yeah, the Cryptid Huntress. She does a lot of her work.
Right. Yeah. Bigfoot stuff up there. Anyway, so Bryce and I and Ravi are leaving, and sun's just coming up, and all of a sudden, out of nowhere, this crazy animal. It looked like it had red human hair, thick red human hair, and it just appeared right next to our car in the headlights, running full speed. Just came out of nowhere. It just materialized right there in front of the driver's side, ran right in front of our car. And I thought Bryce was screaming, "Oh my God, don't hit it." And I didn't even have time to put on the brakes. And we should have hit it the way as fast as we were going and where it was when it crossed over to the passenger side. And then it just disappeared. It just vanished. It didn't. Yeah, it was hyper realistic. It looked like a large dog with with red shaggy human hair.
So I drive an SUV. We were in my car, and it like came quite above that. So it was like to here because it came a bit above the headlights.
2.5 feet, I would say.
No, I would say more like
3 feet.
3 feet high.
Yeah, it was enormous, and it was running so fast that it was leaving a blur. Anyway, that was it. It appeared on the other side of the car right when I should have hit it, and it should have, or if I didn't hit it, it should have run right past us. And then there was like sort of a field to the right, and it just vanished.
Yeah, it just evaporated. It literally evaporated, and I was freaking out. I was like, "Oh my God," because I thought it was a dog, and there was nothing. Like we were waiting for like the tires to go over it, and we turned around. Nothing. And then we asked Lou about it, and Lou was like, "Yeah, Skinwalker. If Bryce had been driving, y'all would have wrecked because I would have pulled the car."
Right. I just let off the gas. It didn't swerve because I'm not going to kill the three of us to miss an animal. So anyway, and it was real to the extent that I saw the headlights. We saw the headlights illuminating it as we were just about to hit it. But then instead of hitting it, it just disappeared. And we both looked to the side.
We were shaking for a long time.
And Ravi was freaked out the whole ride. And when we got home, Bryce opened the back door to the car. And Ravi, which he never does this, he knows to wait so we could get his leash on him. Ravi just ran out of the car and just started running around our apartment complex in circles.
It was nuts. So that was our up. I need to tell Jessica. I need to text Jessica.
That was one of the wildest, most paranormal experiences I've ever had.
Bless you.
Yeah.
that's just a normal Tuesday for me.
All right.
So, all right, you guys. So that's sorry, not much space here. That is the Skinwalker story, our latest Skinwalker story. So anyway, I need to tell Jessica. So yeah, it was wild. It was crazy. So anyway, I guess that's it, you guys. I'm going to go ahead and log out. We'll meet you over if you're interested on Todd's channel on Tuesday, February 9th, or no, not February, just where's my head? December 9th, Tuesday, December 9th at 12 p.m. Eastern time. And we're going to try this. We're going to do a rough curtain dress rehearsal. I was going to say curtain call, dress rehearsal for Lou. So ask your questions in the comment section or over on Todd's channel. If you need a catch up, please go to Todd's channel and subscribe and watch all the backup videos. So thank you again to Midwest Night Watchers. Y'all make sure to subscribe to Midwest Night Watchers. They have Carol Ann, the In Between podcast on tonight, talking about time slips over on their channel. So if you're not subscribed to Midwest Night Watchers, please make sure to go ahead and subscribe to them. And don't forget to catch their live tonight as well. All right, you guys. Hopefully we'll see you on Tuesday. Bye, everybody.